All right, let's get right into it. We've all been there, right? Stuck. You get all fired up at night, planning to wake up and change your entire life, but then morning comes and somehow you're right back where you started. It's this super frustrating cycle, and it always seems to boil down to one single question. It's that voice in your head, isn't it? Will I ever get that discipline, that focus, that fire I see in other people? You scroll online and you see these people who just seem to be crushing it, and you can't help but wonder, what's the secret? What am I missing here?
Well, here's the thing. The secret is that there is no secret. And what you're seeing online is mostly an illusion. The reality of making a genuine, lasting change in your life looks nothing like those clean, perfect videos. So let's break down what that real journey actually looks like.
First up, we have to talk about the facade, this popular idea of what self-improvement is supposed to be. It's cool, it's clean, it looks like this smooth, upward journey. But let's be real, that's just the highlight reel. And this really says it all. The fantasy we're sold is that it'll become cool, your life will magically get sorted out, and everyone's gonna praise you. But the reality? It's dark, it's painful, and maybe the most shocking one, it's incredibly boring. So let's be crystal clear about this. Self-improvement is not some glamorous movie montage. It's a fight. A messy, daily, grinding war that you have to fight against your own bad habits, your old identity, and your desperate desire for comfort. And this war, it begins in a very specific place. And that brings us to the first real stage of this whole journey, darkness. And look, this isn't some poetic metaphor. It's a real, raw, mental and emotional state where true change becomes possible. For one simple reason, because everything feels completely impossible. It sounds totally backwards, I know, but think about it. When you're comfortable, why would you ever make a hard change? You wouldn't. It's only when you hit that low point, when you're totally lost, broken, and just sick and tired of being sick and tired, that you finally get the fuel you need to build something new from the ground up. Hitting rock bottom is the foundation. So what does this darkness actually feel like? Well, it's those sleepless nights. It's feeling completely alone. It's that gut-wrenching fear that maybe, just maybe, you're going to be stuck like this forever. But right there in the middle of all that awfulness is the first crucial move you have to make. You have to accept it. You have to look in the mirror and just admit, this is not where I want to be. Yeah, it hurts. But that honesty, that's the only starting line there is. Okay. So you've accepted where you are. Now, get ready for stage 2, pain. This is where the actual work kicks in. And let me tell you, it's supposed to be uncomfortable. If it's easy, you're probably not actually changing anything. Now, this is a total game changer for your mindset. We're all taught to run from pain, right? But here, pain is your compass. It's proof that you're on the right track. Every single moment of discomfort is the sound of an old, weak habit dying. You are literally dismantling your old self to build a new one. And this pain, it's everywhere. It's the burn in your muscles after a workout you didn't want to do. It's that intense craving your brain screams for when you're quitting a bad habit. It's that internal fight when you choose the hard path over the easy one. That exact moment when your entire being wants to quit, that's it. That's the friction point. That's where all the growth is hiding. So, you've stared down the darkness, you've pushed through the pain, you're making progress. Awesome. But now comes the longest and, honestly, the toughest part of the entire war. Boredom. This is the silent killer of dreams. This is the filter that weeds almost everyone out. You know exactly how this feels. The first week of any new plan is exciting. The motivation is high. But after a few weeks, that hype is gone. And all that's left is just the work. And that number, 90%, that's staggering. It shows just how powerful boredom is. Most people are addicted to the feeling of starting, not the process of finishing. So what does this boring path to an amazing life actually look like? It's the same alarm clock time. It's the same foundational work. It's the same process, day after day after day. Reading, journaling, focused work. None of these things are thrilling. But showing up and doing the boring work when you don't feel like it, that is the secret ingredient. That's how you build something that actually lasts. Okay, so you've navigated the darkness, you've embraced the pain, and you've survived the boredom. Now we get to the final, absolute core truth of this whole thing. And look, this might be a little tough to hear, but it's also the key that unlocks absolutely everything. Just let that sink in for a second. No one, not a mentor, not a partner, not some lucky break, is going to show up and do the reps for you. The responsibility for the life you want rests squarely on your shoulders. It is your fight and your fight alone. So what's the first move you make in this fight? It's a simple two-step process. First, you have to stop blaming everyone else. Not your parents, not your circumstances, not society. All the excuses have to stop. Today. And second, you take 100% radical responsibility for your life. All of it. Because here's the bottom line. As long as you're pointing the finger at someone else, you are powerless. You're just a passenger in your own life. But the second, you look in the mirror and say, "This is on me," boom, you just grab the steering wheel. Improvement stops being a dream and starts becoming your reality. And that really brings us to the end. Knowing the path is dark, knowing it's going to be painful, knowing it's going to be boring, and knowing that you and only you can walk it. The only question left is the one right here. Are you ready to stop waiting for someone to save you and start the fight for the person you want to become? Not tomorrow, not next week, today.